is the most significant subjects about the difference between synchronous generators and renewable energy sources in terms of fault current characteristics. In terms of three items: magnitude, phase angle, and sequence quantities. In magnitude, synchronous generators can only inject fault current ranging from 3 to 10 per unit in response to impedance faults. But in inverter interface, renewable energy source can only inject current between 1.1 to 1.2 per unit. Why? Because to protect the power electronic device during the fault due to its overload handling characteristics. So in these figures shows an example of short circuit contribution from inverter interface renewable energy source under three-phase fault with voltage dip of 20% per unit on step-up transformer. As it's observed, there is a transient here, a transient period of 50 milliseconds, where short circuit peak current is around 3 per unit. After this period, transient period, inverter interface renewable energy source control acts in order to supply a balanced current up to 1.2 per unit. Here is the characteristic of the synchronous generator. Then about the phase angle. For phase angle, for most fault conditions, the fault current and phase angle relative to the voltage can be assumed to be between 82 and 90 degrees. But in the inverter interface renewable energy source, depending on the pre-fault conditions, type of fault, and control strategy, inverter interface renewable energy source can inject current at a variety of phase angle. Now about the sequence quantities. About the sequence quantities, short circuit analysis for unbalanced fault in networks with the synchronous generators we know is positive, negative, and zero sequence fault current. But in inverter interface renewable energy source is different. Why? Because of the transformers, zero sequence current is also present for grounded fault, which is also characteristic for inverter interface renewable energy source. This indicates that for grounding faults, fault current will only flow in connection to ground and in the faulted phase. This is not a case with inverter interface renewable energy source. Also, as their ability to suppress the negative sequence current contribution, of course, depending on their type and control setting. But why is to suppress the negative sequence current? Also to protect the power electronic from the stress, to protect the converter from the damage.